Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, the channel name is Alba Stitcher, and this is a YouTube channel about cross stitch. Today is Tuesday the 7th of November. The year is certainly passing super quickly, and this is video number 57. The first thing I would like to do is thank everybody for the wonderful comments that I received on my last video, which was my 3-year anniversary. It's strange when you're making the videos, because unless you really have interaction with live people, you kind of sitting here talking to yourself. So it's always good when people make comments, or if you meet somebody at a retreat or a stitchy day, to say, oh yeah, I watch you. It's always nice, because if not, you kind of, I think in the beginning I wasn't even sure if anybody was watching, so it's always nice to get some lovely comments, and it was there was lots of comments, and some people have sent me emails with regards to my father. There was quite a few. I've answered some of them, but I still have a few, so if you haven't received a reply, you will receive a reply to your email. I've answered all the comments on the videos. So welcome. If you're new here, thanks for joining me, and if you're hardcore returner every video, then yeah, you're a brave bunch. Today I have some, I have a finish, I have some whips, I've had a new start, I've got haul, but actually quite a restrained haul. I have the giveaway winners. I'm still looking for other winners from previous videos, so I'll announce them for kind of the final time. And that's it. Shouldn't be too long a video. You'll probably know already if it's uploaded. But let me start with my finish. My finish that I have to share was one that was quite close to a finish in my last video, and it was this lovely Halloween bird. So this is Halloween Folk Bird by Yasmin's Made with Love, and I stitched this on 32 count linen by West Green Loft Yarns, and it's Sleepy Hollow. I'm for sure it's Sleepy Hollow, the colourway, and this is my finish. I didn't follow the exact colours. I kind of switched it up a little bit. I used over dyes rather than the DMC, but it is charted in DMC, and this is my finish. Super cute. I would hope he'll be finished into a pillow for next Halloween. And I did have them finished before Halloween. It was quite a quick stitch. I think it's like 60 by 60. But yeah, really enjoyed finishing this. And I have another one of Yasmin's charts. I have a few, but I've got Autumn Bird or Autumn Folk Bird, so that's definitely on my list for starting shortly. So that's my first finish. Let me share then my whips. Keeping with the theme of Halloween, excuse me. I don't know, I'm sure it's not just me, but see, when you start to gather up your things for videos, it's like, yeah, you think, oh, I've not got so much, but yeah, end up you do have a lot. So unfortunately I didn't finish this, and I had hoped I would, but it didn't happen, and it was my Prairie Schooler Hocus Pocus. I won't finish it now. I'll probably not return to it until next year, but I'll show you. And the reason I stopped is I've got a miscount somewhere, and at the moment I'm not quite worked out where the miscount is. Let me just get rid of this needle so you can see what I've done. And this is stitched on 32 count. It's even weave, Murano even weave by Picture This Plus in Murky, and this is my progress. So I have 2 complete blocks to do, and I've got to finish off this block, but this is where my miscount is. And I had decided I was going to return to finish it, but I didn't. I didn't. I'd had enough. But this is what I've done, and I changed the colours slightly. I introduced the lobster claw, which is the orange, and the purple, which I think you can see in this one, is ultraviolet. The rest is all just the called for, but I switched out for these 2 over dyes, which I think is quite effective, and I think the murky's good as well, although this is not a traditional murky. It's more of a kind of camouflage colour, but that's probably how you see it on screens, maybe how it is. So yeah, not a finish, but close. It will not take much. I don't know whether I'm going to rip this out. I normally do try and find out where my mistake is and then frog it, but I don't know if I will with this one. I might just try and fudge it. I always kind of like to know where my mistake is, and then I can work out whether it's worth to fudge it or frog. But I couldn't even find my mistake, so then I gave up and I put it down and I moved on to something else. Stitching for me is all about the process. I'm not motivated wholeheartedly by the finishes, but I do like to stitch and I like to enjoy what I stitch, and at that point this one was no longer giving me any pleasure, but I do want to finish it because it's so close. So yeah, that's Hocus Pocus by Prairie. This one is the new chart, so it's all the flimsy paper, but still out there. You can easily get it. I'll just put it back in my bag. Okay. I don't know what kind of system I've got operating now, but it's, yeah, clearly not a good one. And as we're into November, it was time to pull out my November Quaker. So this is it here. This one it's enjoyable. I would say the colours, if you do not like brown, you will struggle with this one. Both, there's two browns and a green. They're quite similar, the browns, but let me show you my progress. So actually, considering this is the 7th, I'm not too bad. I'm almost done. I have this motif here to finish off, and then there's a large motif here, quite stitch heavy. Let me see if I can show you it at the corner there. It's quite stitch heavy. And then that will be 11 out of 12. I cannot believe I have managed to maintain these, but I will be truthful, it has been difficult at times. I remember in April I struggled a little bit, and then again in September I struggled a little bit, but since then it's been fine. October run fine, this November one run fine. I'm hoping to have this finished this week, and then it'll just be December. And December has only two colours. I'm not quite sure, it's a green and a red, but two colours, and I'll do this also on probably the same colour of Murano. So this is Murano, 32 count, even weave, and that's my progress. Oops, don't fall down. And that's my progress. A little bit of frogging here and there, but in general it's been okay. I like the little squirrel, he's super cute. And the threads for this one, because I said it's two browns and a green, these are the threads. So there's English Ivy, which is obviously the green, and then you have Bramble Bush, and then finally is Watley Woodlands. I've not got much left of that. I don't think I have much left to do in it, but I might run out. I may have to get another skein of it. So yeah, that's the three colours. And that's November Quaker. So yep, super happy. If anybody's thinking about doing these, they're really enjoyable, but my advice is one a month will eat into your, if you have lots of stitching time then maybe not, but they do really eat into my stitching time. So one a month I always knew was ambitious, and it was. Let's have a little sip of my coffee. It's been a rough day. Work is work, so you know what it's like. What else I've been stitching on? I've also stitched on my Quaker Diamonds, and if you remember, this was my birthday start back in July. Rosewood Manor Quaker Diamonds. I'm using the called for threads but not the called for fabric. I chose a 28 count, that's the recommended fabric count, 28 count, and it says Vigar. I think it's just grey. I don't think it's the pearl grey. Let me just move this needle. It's guaranteed to be lost. And here is my progress. So I've actually not fully completed page 1, but I'm already on to page 2. So I want to be able to say I've got a page finished. There are 9 pages in total, and this is a combination of page 1 and page 2. So I think progress is going not too bad. I don't stitch for weeks on it, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a chart you could quite happily stitch away. If you were a monogamous stitcher, this chart would be fine, I think, because you're always changing colour. The designs are always different, but yeah, I'll make it a little bit closer just so you can see the variegation in the Valdani threads. I must admit, I've loved stitching with the Valdani threads. In that bottom motif here, you can clearly see how the threads change. So that is my progress, and it will take up most of this large piece. I don't think I have too much more to go along the top. I think it will maybe come to about there. So yeah, we're making progress, and we're making, in my opinion, my progress is fine. I do enjoy stitching on it, but I do not want to be burnt out. I know what I'm like. Somebody had, I can't remember where, somebody had said, oh, it's great, you have it finished, but I know I could get to 90% and then be like, yeah, I don't want to stitch on it anymore. So I'm pacing myself with it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it is. And let me quickly show the threads. Everyone's always very interested in the Valdani threads, and here they are. I do need to change this. This is not going to last, and I'll explain why. So they come in this little box. I have loose threads in a little keeper, but as you take them off the spool, so I'll just show you with this one because I've used quite a lot of this one, it's got the colour and the number there, but as I use the spool, they come loose. So I think I'm going to have to transfer it to floss away bags so that I can keep the colour and the number all there so that I know which one it is. But they're lovely threads. I enjoy stitching with them immensely. I love stitching on this piece. I always make sure I do a couple of days work on it. And that's Quaker Diamonds. And I have more. I wasn't sure I was going to film today because I didn't think I had much. But I had a few, and I don't like my videos to be too long, so I like to try and keep going. This is a very small start though. So you may remember in my last video I had mentioned that I wanted to start a long dog, and I was starting on the 1st of November, and that was my plan. But then Stitchy Sally had mentioned that she was starting her first long dog. This is also my first long dog, on the 3rd of November. And I thought, well, there's no point in having 2 different long dog SALs starting at such a close kind of timeline. So I decided that I would just jump from the 1st and start on the 3rd. And this is the one I had chosen, Game of Swans. It's not a traditional long dog, but I have seen it finished on Instagram and I loved it. And I thought that's the one I want to start. I have a few. I decided also to stitch it using the DMC. And here are the threads here. And the colour palette's lovely. It is a lovely colour palette. It was exactly what I hoped it would be. And here is my start. It's not huge. It's a start, but it's not huge. I did a middle start this time. Let me show you. And here is my start. So I'll just bring it in a bit closer. And I started with the vase in the middle, which you can just see there. And this is a 32 count Sparkly's Belfast linen, and it's in the colourway Oatmeal. I don't know if it's readily available, but I had it in my stash. I have no idea how long it's been there. Didn't know, I had decided I was going to do it on white, but then I changed it to this Oatmeal. That's kind of making it a bit pinky. It's not as pinky as that. It is more a neutral, but that's my tiny start on my very first long dog, and the hashtag, if you want to join in, is hashtag my first long dog SAL. That's it there. So yeah, I enjoyed stitching on that as well. Very enjoyable. So quite a loose weave in this linen. So I may try stitching in hand. I don't normally stitch in hand. I normally use a Q-stap or a nudge, but I might try stitching in hand. That's all my stitching. That's what's been happening in the last 3 weeks. Jumped around a little bit, not too much, but I did jump around a little bit. So what will I start with? Let me do giveaway winners. I would like to do the giveaway winners. So the first thing I want to talk about is, on my last video I had 3 giveaways because it was my 3rd anniversary, and I've pulled the 3 winners. So the first one I was giving away was a copy of this Yasmin's Made With Love Halloween folk bird with the fabric. So this was the first giveaway. You had to use the word bird, and the winner is Susan Thomas. So Susan, if you can get in contact with me, either message me on Instagram or send me an email, I'll get this out in the post to you. The second giveaway was for a piece of fabric. I'll not take it out, it's very noisy, but you can see it's a wintry fabric, printed fabric from Chromatic Alchemy. It's 32 count. It was in an advent box that I got a couple of years ago. I haven't used it. It is a beautiful piece of fabric. And the winner is Esther Oval. If you can contact me either by Instagram or by email, I'll get this out to the post. And finally, I was giving away this copy of the Cross Stitcher magazine, which was, I think, the Christmas one. Let me see, no, November 2023. So I think it's the current one. I picked it up. It includes the freebie kit, whatever's in it. There's this beautiful picture of a Santa on the front, and then there's a couple of little other kind of Christmas themed. And the winner of this one was Patricia Ward. So Patricia, congratulations, and if you can get in touch with me either by Instagram or email, I'll get this in the post. So that's the 3 winners. So Patricia Ward, Esther Oval, and I apologise if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, and Susan Thomas. So they were the giveaway winners from the last video, but I still have a couple outstanding. So this is my final call for 2 previous winners. If I do not hear from you, I will pull in the next video. So the first one was this Bella Filipina chart called Mad Tea Party, which was gifted to me by Arts and Designs. And the winner of this was Christine Foster. So final shout out for Christine. Please get in touch and I'll post this out to you. Contact me either by Instagram or email. And then from the last video was this chart here from La Dida, which was something wicked, including the called for DMCs. And the winner for this is Karen Wagers. Please get in touch. If I do not hear from these 2 winners next video, I'll just draw another random couple of winners, and then we can get it out. I don't like having such a large stack of prizes to go out. I have no giveaway this time, only because of this backlog. I don't do well with a backlog. Okay, let's talk about haul. I have some haul, not a huge amount of haul, but I do have some haul. The first thing I would like to show you is my Tom and Lily Creations Thread Club. This was the October one, and she called this one Trick or Treat, and you will love this. So when I opened this packet, I was like, oh, these colours are right up my alley. I don't know if anyone's part of the club. I have quite a few clubs for fabric, but this is now the only thread club I kept going, because I just felt the threads were really good. I just really like them. So here is Trick or Treat, and that's the October Thread Club, and they are fabulous. And do you know what I like? They've got quite some solid ones, but she's also got ones that are quite variegated. It's just a lovely combination. So I would highly recommend this monthly club if you're looking for threads, you're looking to change up your threads a little bit. That's the most recent one, the October Trick or Treat, and that's Tom and Lily Creations. Okay, I also went on a little bit of a spending spree with fabric. I'm not going to take these out of the packets only because it'll be super noisy. Yeah, it was super noisy, but I'm hoping you can see. I will try and make sure. So this was from Paul Stitches. I did two purchases. First one was just a couple that I had seen, and then the next one was she'd run a little bit of a sale on her Etsy shop, so I then went back and had a little look. So they're kind of mixed up, but let me tell you. So this one, they're all Lugana 32 count even weave, and this is Celebration of Roses. Over to see if you can really. Okay, so that was my first one. Second one is, what's this one? This one's called Woodland. Okay. Then I had Green Pearl, this one. And I know this is very similar to the Woodland, but I had bought the Green Pearl first and it was more green than I thought. It's fine, but it was just a little bit greener than I thought. Then we have, what's this one? Storminess. And that's showing up a little bit lilac. It is more a grey. Okay. And then the final one that I bought was called Spun Gold. Okay, and that was the 5 fabrics that I bought from Paul Stitches. And can I say, the delivery time, unbelievable. Now these were all ready to ship, but that's them all. Let me just move that one a little bit so you can see it. If anybody would like me to take them out of the packet so you can have a good look at them, they're all fat quarters. And there they are. Quite a selection, I would say, on the ready to ship. And obviously you can order online as well to be specifically dyed. I also have some charts that I purchased. Let me quickly show you them. So this one was October House Fibre Art one. It's called Vintage Tree. I thought it was super cute. Then I picked this one up because somebody was stitching it on Instagram and I was totally enabled to get it. And this is by Kathy Barrett, called Stars in My Garden. And then I also picked up Penny Harvest. And that one's by Tree of Life Samplings. So let me just put that really close so you can see. I'm just going to pause because I wanted to share something else with you. Hang on a second. Okay, that's me back. I also ordered an advent box. This is it here. It got delivered the other day there. I'm going to take the ribbon off and show you what's in there. But this is the same advent box that I received last year. I bought it from Poppy Patch in the UK. It's a quilting shop. And this is the Cottage Garden Threads advent box. So last year it was a red box tied up. This year it's the green box. And let me just, when you get it, let me see if I can show you. And they're all numbered. And then you just open. So each one contains a thread, Cottage Garden thread, and then you can just open them up. So my plan will be to open them up, and I'll just post them daily on Instagram, and then I'll show you in my video when I finally record. So that, I really like this. Cottage garden threads are not a thread I use a lot, but I now have quite a stash, and my plan for 2024 is to try and use more of my stash threads and fabric. I'd like to say I was going to be on a no purchase, but that's not going to happen. I know that's not going to happen. I'll just decide one day, oh yeah, that's what I want, and I'll order it. But yeah, this was really good. I had a thread club with them for the first part of the year, and then they did the advent box, and I just kept it going, and then the box was delivered. And to be honest, really, really lovely ladies in the shop, never any problems. That's now, this will be the second year, and I would certainly recommend the advent box if you want to try a new thread, the cottage garden thread, which is more accessible now. I think a little while ago they were really hard to try and track down here in the UK, but they are quite accessible now. So that was also something that I had purchased. And I'm not sure, not everybody, but a few people have asked me, oh, what are you doing next year for your monthly marker? I don't know. As much as I've enjoyed the Quakers, they did really eat into my stitchy time, and there was lots of other things I wanted to stitch on, or I maybe started and I never really got back to them, because it would be more than a week of my stitchy time would be taken up for the Quakers. So whatever I do decide next year, and I'll share once I've decided, it is, God, the sun's coming out. A cloud must have moved. Whatever I decide, I will share it, but I do want to do this other kind of stitch along, and that's what I want to talk to you now about it. Okay, I am Scottish. If you didn't know that, then I am Scottish. I am born and bred Scottish. My parents are Scottish. I lived abroad for 10.5 years, but I am always Scottish. I feel very proud to be Scottish. I feel very proud for what my little nation has done in terms of what it's brought to the world. There's things I'm not so proud of, but in general, I think we're a great little country. If you've ever visited us, beautiful, beautiful scenery. I work for an international company, and every day someone is saying, I wish I would come, can I come and visit you in Scotland? Or you've got lovely kind of scenery, and where do you stay? And everyone's always very interested in it. We're a small nation, 5.5 million, but I think we have lots of people out there who actually either have a connection to Scotland or really like how Scotland, things to do with Scotland. Get it clear, Amanda. So I thought I would quite like to host a Scottish SAL, but that in itself, I think it had to be wider than that. There are quite a few Scottish charts out there, and you could certainly pick up a Highland Cow kit. There's plenty of them. There was a Tempting Tangles Scottish kind of sampler. We've also got Quaker Threads has a Scottish kind of sampler. There's lots of Scottish samplers out there from all the big sampler producers. So what am I saying? I would like to host a SAL starting on the 25th of January, which is Burns Night here in Scotland. That's where we eat haggis, drink whiskey, and the chart I've chosen is a Plum Street sampler chart called Thistle House. And what I would like to say is, if anybody would like to join me in this Scottish SAL, just choose a chart, or even a designer that is Scottish, or maybe you've got a Scottish sampler. It doesn't have to be new, maybe one you've already started, but you would like to maybe give it some love. 25th of January 2024, I'm going to be starting this one. It's not super big. Let me see if I can get you of course it would need to be maybe below, oh no, here it is here. It's 91 by 126. I will use the called for threads. I don't have them all yet. That's just a couple of them. But this Thistle House is the one I want to start. I would like you to join in if you've maybe got an interest in Scotland or anything Scottish. So yeah, that's definitely 25th of January 2024. I'm going to be starting the Scottish SAL. And I think that's it. I don't have no other purchases. Yeah, that's it. I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying whatever's happening with your weather. Our weather is decidedly pleasant. It's not particularly warm, but it is nice. Not so much rain. There's been a few storms. Everything's quiet now. The lighting is crazy today. I apologise. But take care. If you're a giveaway winner, please get in touch with me so that I can get them away to you. And I shall see you all in a few weeks. Take care. Bye bye.